So this is your video about your very first project, which is pretty easy. It's all about you. It's called Introduce Yourself. So on our website, if you just click on the link, Introduce Yourself, you'll notice that I give you a little blurb about it. So you're going to introduce yourself to your students, not so much the students in our class, but to your elementary or middle school students. Okay, so make sure that the content is for that audience. You'll create a brief description of how you would have your 1 through 6th grade or 8th grade, since I know some of you are middle school teachers. Students use this technology to introduce themselves to the class before school begins. And this will make a lot more sense when you finish the readings, because you'll use one of those technologies. So if you want more details, which you probably should, you can open the project description. So here are the details. The first thing you'll do is you're going to identify a grade level for the project. And it might be one that you're familiar with. And it could be that you're familiar with it from any kind of interactions, babysitting, aftercare, little brother, sister, tutoring, Sunday school. Any of those things is fine. Block 2, because then you'll know your audience best. Then you're going to identify which technology you want to use, and you'll choose from the readings for this module. And so let's look back and see what those readings are. Okay. So these 4 technologies to help you find your voice and cardboard box tools. Those have several technologies that you can choose just one of those that you like to learn and to create this project with. Okay, so now you're going to be ready to include some information about yourself. So think about what that age group that you've selected would like to know about you as a teacher. So some ideas are your hobbies, your pets, your family, your hometown. You might find a picture or a school report card from the same age. Any honors or awards you've earned, and this could be jogging, artistic, debate, could be anything. They love to hear about your life outside of teaching. 4-H ribbons, especially in this area, cooking awards, swimming trophies, anything like that. Okay? So then the last part of the project is that you're going to describe how you would implement it in your classroom so that students can introduce themselves before school starts. Okay, so once again, we're going to have students introduce themselves. You're going to begin creating that sense of community even before students step in the door. So one example of this is that you might have a YouTube video where students can write comments on each other's videos. So you might set a number for them, like at least 3 classmates. You'll have to look at their videos and write comments on at least 3 other classmates' videos. You can supply the links on a document that you send to parents with a welcome letter. So don't use this example because I just did it for you. So you'll want to see the rubric below for expectations. So what are the details? What do I expect you to do? So grade level and technology. Make sure that you include that. Make sure that you include the introduction. This is 25 points. This is half of the total points. Okay, so your introduction is skillfully uses the technology from readings. The introduction project is highly engaging, developmentally appropriate, and demonstrates great planning and effort. Okay, that would be like your exceeds expectation. And then implementation is important. So you'll include a robust description of how and when the activity will be implemented. You'll thoroughly explain how this is developmentally appropriate and engaging to the selected age group. You'll provide an engaging interactive component. So just like in my example where they comment on each other's videos, there has to be some sort of a community that gets started there. And then finally, your mechanics. Okay, so this is worth a total of 50 points. And it is due on May 30th. Okay? So that's the very first project. Introduce yourself.